Hello, I'm Inspector Nick Carson of the Poison Patrol, a fictional agency that uses the magic of video to educate kids about the dangerous poisons that surround us every day of our lives.
Sounds scary.
That's because I slowed way down and used the deepest voice I possibly could.
I mean, what you said about poisons being all around us, is that true?
Yes, it is. And that's why I'm here to fill you in on what you need to know to stay safe and lead long, happy lives. And I'm here to help each and every one of you so that you can help others.
What about me? Can you help me too?
What's your name?
Jimmy.
Well, Jimmy, if you and your friends can help me pull off this caper today, you can all help in the fight against dangerous poisons. You don't have to wear a badge like mine to know how to keep your family safe from everyday poisons. And if you ever come up on a rattlesnake or a scorpion, well, they won't be impressed by your knowledge, but at least you'll know how to handle yourselves in that situation.
We're gonna see rattlesnakes?
We're gonna see more than that, Jimmy. In fact, look at that fella right over there. Excuse me, sir. I'm Inspector Nick Carson, and you should not be picking those berries.
Is that a problem?
Those holly berries are poison. They could make you sick if you eat them. Now, they're fine for birds to eat, but they can make people very sick to their stomachs. How are you feeling now?
All right, I guess. The name's Gurney. This is my house. May I help you?
We'd like to take a look around your place if you don't mind. But are you sure you're feeling all right?
Actually, I didn't eat any of the berries, but the peppers I had for lunch are making me feel a little... Oh. Will you excuse me a minute?
Does he need help?
He just needs a little time in the bathroom. But it's a good thing he didn't eat those holly berries or any berries from bushes in the yard. There are hundreds of poisonous plants, and many are common around here. Now, don't get me wrong, Jimmy. Plants are often nutritious, and we eat a lot of them in our daily diet. But we have to be choosy. Some plants, trees, and flowers contain dangerous poison. For example, who would expect that this common plant grows indoors and outdoors all over the country and contains a juice that can hurt your mouth and hands? To be safe, don't eat the plants that decorate our yards.
How'd you make that picture appear?
It's the magic of video, Jimmy, and we're going to need it to cover all of the dangerous poisons around here. Now, to help you out, we'll give you a list a little later of some of the dangerous plants growing in your area. But rather than try to learn them all, let's make it real simple. Don't eat any part of a plant, bush, tree, berry, or mushroom. Only eat foods that you know to be foods, like the things you buy at the store or pick from your very own garden. But be careful with those hot peppers. And now let's go see how Gurney's doing. If he doesn't mind, I'd like to take a look around his kitchen. Say, why don't you ring the doorbell?
Why don't I just snap my fingers and make them appear?
Hello?
The magic of video.
You're doing great, Jimmy. So how are you feeling now, Gurney?
Well, I don't think I'll be eating any more hot peppers anytime soon.
That's good. I'm sure you've got plenty of other things to eat in your kitchen. In fact, would you mind if we take a look?
You want to look in my kitchen?
I'm an inspector, Gurney,
And I'm learning about poison.
and something tells me that your kitchen is full of danger.
Oh, sounds scary.
That's because he slowed way down and used
The deepest voice he could possibly make.
See, I just remembered I'm making lunch in the kitchen. Come on in.
Hey, Inspector, mind if I bring along a friend?
The more the merrier.
Angie, I was trying to make my friend Michael appear.
Guess you need to work on your video magic, Jimmy.
Would you like to learn about poisons too, Angie?
Sure.
Then let's go inspect Gurney's kitchen. Excuse me, Gurney, could you show us where you keep your poisons?
I don't actually buy a lot of poisons.
Looks like I'm going to need some help here. This is Professor Wisetrousers. He knows everything about everything.
Nobody knows everything about everything.
It's the magic of video, Angie. When we need somebody real smart, we got him. So, Professor, you see any problems around here? I most certainly do. Look how Gurney has stored food items right next to those cleansers and detergents. Oh, careful, Gurney. A little of that can cause a lot of damage. There are powerful chemicals in those products that can hurt people. So, kids, what do you think Gurney should do now?
Clean up that mess.
And throw away any food that got poison on it.
And what should he do in the future, Professor? Store food in one place and everything else in another. Things like polish, cleaners, ammonia, and soaps should be stored out of sight and out of the reach of children.
Hey, it's my little sister Jenny.
And my little brother Rex. How did you guys get here?
Through the magic of video, of course.
Well, I'm glad they appeared, because you two need to consider the huge responsibility you have to help them since they're younger than you.
You mean we can learn about poisons too?
You bet you can, Jenny, because do you know who gets poisoned the most?
Who?
It's little kids who get accidentally poisoned. So you two can be great heroes if you can help protect the little kids in your family and neighborhood.
I want to learn about poisons and be a hero.
Me too.
Then you'll have to help us out. So let's go inspect Gurney's bathroom. But first, let's leave a refrigerator magnet for Gurney with the Poison Center phone number on it. Where did Gurney go anyway?
I think he went out to his garage.
Good. We'll meet him there in a few minutes. But first, come on in, gang. I took the shortcut. So you see any poisons in here?
Are some of those things poisonous?
All of these products could cause you trouble. Medicines like cough syrup, mouthwash, toilet bowl cleaner, that's very poisonous. Rubbing alcohol, all of this can be dangerous if you swallow too much of it or use it the wrong way. So where should it all be stored?
Out of sight and out of reach.
You remembered, that's great. Any questions so far?
How do you know if something's poisonous?
Good question, Rex. Let's let the professor answer that one. Sometimes there are clear signs that tell you that something is dangerous. You've probably seen this symbol and this one. Now, these symbols are used to warn people that something is poisonous. But other products, like those next to Rex, might look good to little kids, especially if they happen to like the taste of that cough syrup or that liquid cold medicine. And those bottles don't have any warnings that a small child could read. So where should they be stored?
Out of sight and out of reach.
Thanks, Professor. Also, it's best to not take medicines in front of small children. Little kids often copy what we do, so if they see you taking something, they might want to try it, and that could be bad and make them sick. Now, why don't you lead us to Gurney's garage, Jimmy?
Don't you want to just snap us there?
Why don't we walk through his living room instead? There are a couple of things I want you to see out there. Wait a minute, those plants are very pretty. You think they might be good to eat?
No.
You guys are getting good. Hey, how about this furniture polish?
No.
But it smells so good, like lemon. Think I should take a drink to check it out?
No.
You're right. So I should store it out of the reach of children. I just hope that Gurney would have known not to drink this. Hey, we better go see what he's up to out in the garage. Uh-oh, this looks like a job for Professor Wise Trousers. Help me call him, gang.
Professor Wise Trousers!
Oh, no! Freeze, Gurney! Gurney is about to make a very common mistake. Chemicals are often found in people's kitchens, garages, or storage sheds. Bleach can be dangerous on its own, harming the skin, the eyes, or if swallowed, it could make you sick. And that ammonia he's holding is even more dangerous. Now, both of those chemicals can be used for cleaning, but if the two are mixed together, like Gurney was about to do, they release a poisonous gas, and if we'd all breathed it, we could have been in a lot of trouble. So let's use the magic of video to clean up Gurney's garage.
Whoa, that was weird.
Don't ever mix chemicals without reading all the warnings, Gurney. And remember, kids, always remind your parents to read the instructions before mixing any chemicals. And where should he always store things, kids?
Out of sight and out of reach.
That's right. That's why I put them all up on shelves. Now close those cabinet doors, Gurney.
I have doors?
Consider them a present from me. And snap that padlock shut, just to be safe. Those are dangerous items, Gurney. Paints, antifreeze, pesticides, gasoline, they're all poisonous. And yet most people store them out in the open in their homes and garages.
It's amazing I'm alive at all.
Yes, it is.
That's more like it. You're making progress, Gurney.
Well, I'll want to do what I can.
Look out, there's a spider.
Whoa, I'm out of here.
It's all right, Angie. That kind of spider isn't really dangerous. But it's good to be alert to what's happening around you. In fact, let's go a little further from the house and see what's happening nearby. And why don't we all snap this time? Ready? Oh, okay. What might we have to worry about out here?
Snakes, spiders, tigers. What?
You're right, except for the tigers. You can find snakes and spiders almost anywhere, but that doesn't mean you have to stop playing outside. If you know what to look for and what to do in an emergency, you'll be just fine. Now, you mentioned the snakes, Jenny, so let's start with that. They can hide under rocks or in tall grass, but the good news is, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. And that's true for spiders, too. So our rule is simple. Never handle snakes or spiders. And that's true for a lot of things in nature. But since we don't want to go around turning over rocks and looking for trouble out here, we'll make it easy. Anybody want to meet the professor in person?
Yeah!
I'll tell you what, you kids go meet the professor, and that way I can make sure our friend Gurney doesn't get into any more trouble. Hi, kids.
Hello, Professor.
If you want to learn more about poisons, you'll need to know a few things about some of the creatures that are out and about. If you go out in the wilderness and start hunting for snakes and scorpions, you might get into trouble. So let's look at this scorpion here. Pretty creepy, huh? And you wouldn't want to have one crawl in your sleeping bag. But the truth is, scorpions usually just produce a bad sting, like a bee. So for most people, their sting just hurts a lot. But I say, always play it safe. Never touch a scorpion, and in all likelihood, a scorpion will never touch you. And if you do happen to run into one, just stay calm. Don't try to swat at it or kill it. If it doesn't become frightened, a scorpion will usually just move along and not harm anyone.
I would never touch a scorpion.
How about a bee?
No!
A wasp or a hornet?
No!
How about this spider?
No way!
That's a good call, because this is a dangerous spider. It's called a brown recluse, even though it's actually kind of light tan to dark brown in color. It also has a violin-shaped marking on its head. The poison of the brown recluse is strong. Their bites can hurt you and make a sore on your skin. So if you're bitten by one of these bad babies, you need help. Call the poison center. Anybody want to guess what the other dangerous spider is?
I know I'm scared of tarantulas.
They do look scary, and I sure wouldn't pick one up if I saw it walking by. But the good news is, a tarantula is a gentle spider that rarely bites. The other dangerous spider to look out for is the black widow. The black widow has a red hourglass on its belly, but don't be grabbing one and flipping it over to look at its belly. Just leave it alone. Its bite can really hurt and make you sick. And what's the rule when it comes to creatures in the wild?
Always play it safe.
You guys are good. All right, we saved the best for last. Snakes. But you'll be happy to know that very few of the snakes that people run into are venomous, which means that there are only a few bad and lots of harmless ones. But why take a chance? If you don't know if it's dangerous, leave it alone. Don't try to handle it or play with it, and don't try to kill it. Just do what?
Always play it safe.
That's right. Just walk away calmly and slowly, and you'll probably be just fine. And now, let's take a look at some of our most dangerous snakes, just in case you ever do run into one. There's the copperhead. the cottonmouth, several types of rattlesnakes, and the coral snake. Now, rather than try to learn everything all at once, just remember to do these few sensible things. Wear boots and heavy pants when hiking. Avoid walking in tall grass. Do not reach into cracks under logs or under rocks. Never approach a snake to get a closer look at it. And never try to kill a snake. Once again, if you don't threaten a creature in the wild, it will usually just move along and cause you no trouble. But if you are ever bitten, stay calm, wash the bite with soap and water, and call for help. How you coming along, Professor? May I have my friends back?
Are we done learning about poisons?
Well, you will be in a couple minutes. They're all yours, Inspector. All right, gang, pop quiz.
Hey, nobody said there was going to be a test.
Relax, Angie. With what you've learned today, I think you'll all do fine. All right, some plants grow pretty berries, flowers, and leaves. But does that mean they're necessarily good to eat?
No!
That's right. If it's not food from your vegetable garden or a grocery store, remember our rule. Don't eat any part of a plant, bush, tree, berry, or mushroom. As for the food in your kitchen, should it be stored with your cleaning products and soaps?
No!
Right again. Store food in one place and everything else in another. Almost every cleaner, furniture polish, and soap product can make you sick, so don't go near them, even if they smell like lemon or orange. And where should we store products that might be dangerous to children?
Out of sight and out of reach.
You remembered. You're doing very well. And remember when Gurney almost mixed those two products out in the garage? You learned that you should never mix products. They might interact to produce poisonous gases. In fact, where should all those paints, chemicals, and pesticides be stored?
Out of sight and out of reach.
That's the way. It's best to put them up high on shelves, or even better, lock them in a cabinet. That way no one can get hurt by them. And finally, if you run into a rattlesnake, it's best to put it on your head and teach it to juggle pineapples, right?
No!
Just making sure you were paying attention. Now, today we saw several dangerous creatures. If we ever run into any of those, what should we do?
Always play it safe.
That's right. Don't try to approach, handle, catch, or kill a dangerous creature. If you leave them alone, they'll usually leave you alone. But in case something bad ever does happen, here's a tip. Keep emergency numbers by your telephone, including your doctor and the poison hotline number, which is 1-800-222-1222. They'll give you the help you need, and it might just save someone's life. Maybe even yours.
Oh no, look at Gurney!
Don't do it, Gurney! Stop!
Time for the magic of video. Freeze, Gurney! You see, gang, no one ever told Gurney about the dangers that surround us. He didn't have any kids like you to help him out. Now, I'll admit that rat poison kind of looks like a snack, but it isn't. And Gurney needs to know that. So we all have to be careful to help him out, and anyone else we ever see who might be getting into trouble.
I'll help him out.
You gotta stop eating everything you see, Gurney. Why don't you just make a sandwich, or maybe open up a can of beans? You ever heard of peanuts?
Well, you've done it. You've made it through our Poison Patrol training program. If you or your teachers have any more questions regarding poison control, please contact your local poison center for information. I'm Inspector Nick Carson, and I'm out of here.